Hey everyone, my name is Dave. Welcome to NTD Racing. This is really cool. Harbor Freight sent us the Titanium Unlimited 200 multi-process welder. You can MIG, you can TIG, you can stick weld with this. And we started this review when we were at the Mint 400. It got really busy out there. I had a failure of my welding helmet. So we brought the welder back to my shop. We're gonna do some MIG welding, we're gonna do some TIG welding, but we did the unboxing out there. So first, let me show you that, and let's go ahead and see what this machine will do. All right, time to open this thing up. Let's go. All right, always excellent instructions. Some consumables, whatever that is. That is probably for the regulator. I love that they give you a regulator to work with. So all the stuff I'm guessing is going to be there to start welding right away. Well, hot dog. All right, so let's take a quick look at just the MIG welding part of this. It is really easy to set this thing up as a MIG welder. Just follow the directions, and the directions in the book are also really good. Here's what I like about it is just like on their other welders at Harbor Freight, is you have all of the directions right here on the inside with settings. And I just got done using these settings on some welds, and I'll let you see those here in a second, but I used exactly the settings that they had. I'm using just a mix of the shielding gas, and it's a 2575 with some argon in there. What I also really like is it takes one of the big spools. This is an 11-pound spool. I get this stuff from Harbor Freight. I think it works really well for MIG welding. That being said, I'm not the best MIG welder in the world, but everything else was also really easy to set up for the welds. Let's take a look and see how the welds went down. A couple different thicknesses here. I got some 1/8 inch, 3/16, and this is kind of 1/4 inch, but it's really going to a 3/16, so I'm cheating there a little bit. I didn't have two pieces of scrap 1/4 inch to use, but I thought that the welds went in really nice. Now again, I'm a better TIG welder than I am a MIG welder, but I would put that MIG weld on just about anything, especially out there in the field where we're going to be using this machine most often. I think they went down really nicely. I think it looks like the penetration is pretty good. And I would trust those welds on just about anything. There are questions that people always ask about, and that is the duty cycle. That is how much welding you can do on this machine continuously without stopping. Well, if you're using 120 volts, you have a 40% duty cycle at 90 amps, which basically means that in a 10-minute period, you can weld for 4 minutes, and you have to let it cool down for another 6 minutes. And if you're at full blast, let this thing rip completely during the welding, you got 1.5 minutes of welding at full power, and then you have to let it rest for about 8.5 minutes. Now, that being said, you know, if you're a professional welder and you're out in the field doing this all day long, it's probably not going to do it for you. But if you're somebody like me who, is just trying to fix things out in the field, or you're just using it in your shop to build, a car or something like that, there's probably going to be plenty for you. Think about the times that you've actually had the trigger pulled for more than a minute and a half, in your shop or something like that. It probably is not as often as you would think. These welds right here probably just took about 10, 15 seconds to go all the way across there. And I wasn't even at maximum power. So I think that the duty cycle in general for most welders is not an issue. If you're a pro welder and this is what you're doing all day long, probably need to get a bigger machine than this one. What I want to do right now though is I want to set up the TIG welding. So we're going to go ahead and set everything up to do a little bit of TIG welding with that. And we'll see how well the machine does on TIG weld. All right, let's take a quick look at what we're welding here. We basically wire this up so it'll work. We're only really going to be dialing in once we selected this switch, which is the TIG welding. We'll just be dialing in the amps. And in general, whatever the thickness of the metal is in mils is what you're going to set for the amps. So for example, this is 3/16, which we'll be welding, which is 0.187. So I'm just going to dial it to 200. I go a little bit over when I usually weld. Like, so if I do, for example, I just practiced on this one right here, which is 1/8 inch. So 0.125, so I did about 100, and I just did 125 on that. We're using their TIG torch. This is the TIG torch that comes with the kit. However, I did use my gas lens over here to weld. One of the things as far as the setup goes when you're using this is there's no pedal, which I use on my Dynasty, and I also have on one of the Vulcans as far as welding goes. And that's better for TIG welding. So that is a limitation of this welder, is you don't have a pedal, but you can still TIG weld, and you also don't have any control through the machine of the gas. So my gas is hooked right up to my bottle of argon there, and you turn this knob and then gas starts flowing out. I think I have it set up at about 10 CFM for the gas to flow out. So you basically turn on the gas, and then once the machine is on, it's a lift arc. So you touch the piece of metal with the TIG tungsten, and then when you lift it, the arc fires, and then when you're done, it's kind of sloppy, but the way you get it off, you just snap the arc off, and then you bring the shielding gas back to hopefully cool it down. So we'll see how well that works. It works pretty good. For some welding applications. I'm not good at it in other weld applications. Let's go ahead and see how we do on these few pieces here that we're going to weld. All right, I'd say that's not bad. A little tricky, kind of, I'm used to using a pedal, so that's a little bit different, a little bit more tricky. But I think that's a nice weld that goes in there. That'll hold on the rest of my life. A lot of times welding on the back side of something you welded is a little more tricky. It's because it's a little contaminated. But that did a pretty good job, I think, going through there. I'm getting the hang of it. This is where I'd be throttling the pedal more if I had one. Give that a win. That's not so bad. That's pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and check out the results of our TIG welding. I think it does a pretty good job. I usually TIG weld with a pedal, and the benefit of the pedal is that you control the amperage. You set 200 on the machine, but as you pedal down, it blends in the amperage. As you pedal out, it lets out. And you can kind of do like a, pedal, 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 and you can control how it goes in. It makes it a little bit easier to make a stack of dimes, but I would almost call that a nice little stack of dimes there. I think it's pretty good. This is my very first one right here. And I think that, with a machine you've never used before and a technique you don't normally use, I think it doesn't look too bad at all. That'll probably hold on there forever. It looks just as good as any of the welds we put on our race trucks. So I think those are are looking pretty good. As far as, how does this machine stack up? Duty cycle, if you're at 240 volts, 200 amps, fully maxed out, boom, you get 1.5 minutes of TIG welding, and that's, I use 200 amps for that right there. So, you get about 1.5 minutes, and then you got to let it rest for about 8.5 minutes. So not a ton, but again, if you are looking for a machine that is a MIG welder and a TIG welder, I think this thing does, I would say, an excellent job at MIG welding. This is my first time MIG welding with this machine, and I really like the results. And if you're looking for something that sometimes you can TIG weld or you can practice with and see how it works, it will also do that. And the coolest part is that it all comes with the kit. So you get this torch. I really like this cover right here. I think it's really cool. I'm gonna be using this in our race trailer all the time. The only thing I changed is I did put on this gas lens kit, and these are super cheap. You get these from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below for that gas lens kit. I think it makes it just a little bit easier to weld, and also it comes with a little stubby piece on the back, so you can make this a stubby gas lens kit. And then you can use some other things. My favorite torch is a CK with a flexible head, so you can kind of bend the head around and get some better access to some tight welding space. But all that being said, I am really, really impressed, just like I was with the Vulcan. I got the Vulcan Omni Pro back over there. It is today still my favorite MIG welder, and I think this thing does just as nice of a job, at least for a guy like me who doesn't MIG weld all the time. I think it does a really good job, and I'm happy to be adding this one to our racing setup. All right, well, I hope that you are as impressed as I am of the ability of this thing to just lay down some excellent MIG welds and some really great TIG welds also. These inverter machines are just doing some amazing stuff at an amazing price. As of the making of this video, I just checked it out. This thing is $799, and there's a link in the description below, which will take you to Harbor Freight. And while I was making this video, I just checked it out. There's also a $100 coupon. You get this welder at $699, and that is a lot of capability, which is not hard on your wallet. And we will be using this in our race trailer as we go out and do all kinds of racing. What do we normally do? We build all kinds of race vehicles. We have race trucks that we race, the Baja 1000, Mint 400, all over the West Coast is where we normally do our racing. We build Class 11 bugs, our kids race, youth racers, and we're doing all kinds of fabrications with all kinds of welders, plasma cutters. You can check out our playlist for full build series. We're just about to start another build series called Open Source Truck, where I am going to be providing all of the CAD files absolutely free, so you can follow along and build the same trucks that we race at the Baja 1000. I ask you for a like and a subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell for notification of future episodes. That way, when the next video comes up, you'll get a banner saying that NTD Racing just released some content, and we can't wait to see you then. Take care of yourself.